Hey guys, so today's video is very exciting. They are my favorite videos to film, and I'm sure you know what it is already because you clicked on the title. Today I'm filming my January haul. So I've picked up quite a few books here already in this year. A couple of them, I have 2 books from Christmas, but other than that, the rest of them I've bought in the last basically week, which is kind of bad, but it's also kind of fun. I'm not sure how I'm doing on my whole buy less books than you read type thing for my Bookolutions. I'm going to have to slow down on the book buying because I have 15 books to show you guys today. And so far in the month of January I've read 3.5, so yeah. Anyway, I'm super excited. Are you excited? Let's just start. The first book that I have to show you, you would have already seen if you watched my Best Christmas Gift Ever video, and that is Eleanor and Park, the signed copy by Rainbow Rowell. I love it so much. If you haven't read it, read it. I have already read it. I read it last year, but I'm still happy to have a copy. So happy. Book number 2 is May Cause Miracles by Gabrielle Bernstein. This book is just a book to try to improve happiness and everything like that, which I'm always looking for fun, new books talking about how to live a better life. So I thought I would give this one a shot. I've already started it. The next book that I have to show you is one that I am so incredibly happy to finally own so that I can read it. And you're going to see a post-it note sticking out of the top. It's because that's where I am in the book, which is kind of bad. I don't normally use post-it notes, but I ran out of bookmarks because I'm reading too many books at one time. So that is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. Everyone has been talking about this book, everyone. And I really, really wanted to read it because everyone I've talked to about this book says that it is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm not quite a half, but more than a third of the way through it, and I definitely concur so far. It's really, really good. Next up, we have Add More Ing to Your Life, A Hip Guide to Happiness, which is still by Gabrielle Bernstein. I just picked up a couple of her books, so we'll see what I think about this one. I haven't begun this one yet. Now, I did order some of these books online, and I'm not super happy with what happened. Something must have happened to the box because they got kind of munched. But the next book that I have here is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell because it's the only Rainbow Rowell book that I have yet to read. It is an adult book. It is a standalone like all her books are, so I'm super excited to jump into it. It is just a bit smunched on the top and it has a little bit of green here that's not supposed to be there, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, but at least I own it. This is the only part that you see on the book anyway when it's sticking out of the shelf, so it doesn't really matter. After that, we have Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I read Anna and the French Kiss this past year and really enjoyed it. I mean, it is as advertised, right? It's a contemporary kind of fluffy love story, but that's okay. You know, those are fun sometimes. Sometimes when you just need a little bit of a pick-me-up, you can read books like this and it's fantastic for your mood. So, I picked up the next one in her companion series. I guess this is sort of the haul of books that I should have read a long time ago but haven't yet, so I finally made myself buy them. So the next book here is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. So this is going to be fantastic. It's hardcover, it's beautiful, and I'm really excited to start reading it really soon. After that, we have Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I read My True Love Gave to Me in November or December, I can't even remember now, but I read those stories, and one of the short stories in that collection was by Laini Taylor, and it was one of my favorites in the collection. Her writing style is so fantastical and magical. It just really draws you in and spins you into this web of fairy tale, and it's beautiful, so I figured that I should really read her actual series, you know, not just her short story, but her real series, which is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series, and I believe that this is an angel and demon type of setup here, where I think that the main character's father is a demon or some such thing. Anyway, I'm very excited. I'm going to read this one really, really soon. I'm hoping to get to it in January, but school is starting up here in 3 days. So those are all of the books that I ordered online. Next we have the books that I picked up from the bookstore where I work. I just have a quick little thing to say about this. I think that you should absolutely support your local indie bookstore if you can. I realize that the books at local independent bookstores cost a lot more money generally than if you bought them off of, say, Amazon, or definitely if you bought them off of Book Outlet or something like that. But I try as much as I can to support my local bookstores It's just really the best thing to do, but I understand that people have budgets, and I'd rather have you reading from somewhere than not reading at all because you don't have the money to buy from an independent bookstore. So I try to buy as much as I can from my local bookstore, but sometimes I order things and, you know, just kind of mix it in, do what works for you. So I have here Crown of Midnight, which is a Throne of Glass novel. I am currently reading Throne of Glass, the first one. Finally, I know it took me long enough to get started on this series, but I thought that I'm really liking the first one, so I should probably pick up the second one so that I can marathon them if I choose to do so. You're probably a little bit confused because I just told you that I'm reading I'll Give You the Sun, and the thing about me is that I don't generally read one book at a time. In fact, right now I think I'm in the middle of 4, actively in the middle of 4 books. I have a couple more books that I'm sort of in the middle of, but I'm not really reading, you know what I mean? But I am in the middle of Throne of Glass. I am actually actively reading that one and very much so enjoying it, so I have the sequel. Next up we have Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, #1. I know, you're saying #1? What? Like, you haven't read #1 yet? No. I haven't read #1 yet. I am a book fanatic and I have not read the Percy Jackson series, but everybody loves Rick Riordan, so we're gonna give it a shot. This one is a little bit different, a little bit random, and it is the Epic of Gilgamesh. I have read this before for a college class I took last year, but I have to read it again for another college class. Don't you love how they do that? But I did actually kind of like the Epic of Gilgamesh, so I'm okay with having it. I bought myself another copy because I couldn't find my old one, so here's that. This next one is also a little bit more random, a little less well-known, and it is A Tale of Two Castles by Gail Carson Levine. I don't really know much about this book except for that it's a young reader book, and I just picked it up from the bookstore that I work at because I saw it and I loved Gail Carson Levine when I was littler. I enjoyed Ella Enchanted, but I absolutely love The Two Princesses of Bimir. That was one of my favorite ones ever, you know, books as a young kid. So I picked up this one. We'll see if she still has her touch. I don't think it's actually a new book, so it has nothing to do with whether or not she has her touch or not, but we'll see if I still enjoy her writing style. The next 2 books are ARCs. The first one sort of doesn't count as an ARC because it already came out a couple days ago, but that is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. And this book is the story of a boy called Finch and a girl named Violet, and they both find themselves, I suppose, I haven't read it yet, but according to the summary and the first couple of pages that I have read, they both find themselves on the clock tower wanting to jump off of it, but they're both there at the same time and they sort of stop each other from jumping, which is kind of a cool thing, right? And then it's about their friendship and how they're saving each other from their lives. And all of the bad things in their lives. So this might be good. We'll see. I will give it a try. I love the cover. It's so happy looking, you know, completely the opposite of what you would expect a book about 2 teenagers who are considering committing suicide to be about, but we'll see. The second to last book that I have to show you, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it, guys, and I know you're going to be excited about it too, and probably a little bit jealous about it, so I'm sorry about that. This is an ARC, and it is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I have her book 4 months in advance. I know, I'm so incredibly lucky, I'm so excited, and I don't even know what it's about, but I do know that right now I'm reading A Throne of Glass and that I really enjoy it, and everyone loves Sarah J. Maas, and this book is coming out in May, and I have a copy of it, so I will definitely do a review to see, you know, what I thought about it and if I think you guys would be interested in pre-ordering it or buying it when it comes out. So yeah, I absolutely love ARCs, guys. I really, really do. I feel so lucky every time I get one. The last book that I have to share with you is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I read this book the day that I purchased it and the next day because I wasn't able to stay up long enough to finish it, but I read it within 24 hours and holy crap, this book was phenomenal. This book was so good, and if you haven't read it, you need to read it, and it is sad, but it is so good. It is Patrick Ness's, just his writing is so stunningly beautiful, and I couldn't get over it. So I'm not sure, I might do a review on this one. It's a pretty skinny book, but I had a pretty strong reaction to it. I was really crying through this one, and I was just completely immersed in the story, and it tore my heart out, and it wasn't exactly what I expected it to be, and it was so beautiful. Plus, it has pictures, and any book that has pictures is a good book. I mean, the illustrations are beautiful too. So anyway, I just can't get over how absolutely stunning that book was. So check it out, check it out. Alright guys, that is it for me today with my January book haul. I hope you enjoyed and saw some of the things that I'm going to be reading here in the next month or two. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again really soon. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below if you've read any of these books that I hauled, or if you want to read any of these books that I hauled, or if you have suggestions for what other books I should haul, because you and I both know that's probably going to happen in the near future. And subscribe for more fun book videos. A couple videos ago I did my favorite books of 2014, so definitely check that out if you want to see what types of books I like to read. And have a wonderful day, guys. Okay, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye, guys.